There is a secret to successful and incredible relationships, and I want to share it with you. But first, let me tell you my story, because I was the shyest kid in my school. I felt judged with no confidence or direction. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to put my hand up and say something because I didn't want to get it wrong. I didn't want to feel judged in front of everybody else. And I hated that. I hated that feeling. So by the time I finished school, I just decided, all right, well, I will do whatever it takes to change. And I started on my personal development journey. I basically threw myself into the most uncomfortable situations that were there. And if someone told me, hey, I'm reading this book and it says you can do this, this, and this, I'm going to go through that book. I'm like, all right, well, try this. And I'd go out and I'd try these things. And guess what? It all worked. So now, 25 plus years later, I am pretty damn good at relationships. I make friends really easily. I can speak to anybody, anywhere. Confident talking on camera. Been on stage multiple times. Got no problems with that. I don't mind going out in public dressed up as whatever because I know who I am. I'm confident in me. And that allows me to be confident in the relationships because when I am in front of people, this is who I am. And I'm just going to come from a point of me. I'm not going to worry about if you're judging me or whatever. Like, hey, we're all different. And that's the cool part of it. That's the cool part of relationships that we kind of get lost in. We think, oh, that person's a bit weird. We're like, yeah, you're a bit weird to a lot of people as well. And that's perfectly fine because that's what makes us different and that's what keeps it interesting. So here's how I became great at building and maintaining relationships and how you can too. So within the model that I work with my clients, we firstly look at spiritual health when we're talking about incredible relationships. And why would we look at spiritual health first? Well, let's break it down a little bit. Your spiritual health involves your relationship with nature. Do you spend time outside connected to nature, or are you just stuck inside in this closed-in environment where you are really not out there enjoying what life has to offer? All right, nature is a wonderful thing. Just being outside, sitting on the grass or sitting at the beach or whatever, will calm you down completely. It'll allow your body to relax and give you peace that you couldn't get just, sitting around watching Netflix and trying to relax. So if you can spend time out in nature, that's only going to make you feel better on so many different levels. Now, what about the conversation about God and the universe or a higher power? Is that something that's important to you? Is that something that you've thought about? Where does that leave you in terms of how you want to live your life? Does it change how you want to live your life? These are questions that some people will go really deep into and other people will completely ignore. But the hard part with any of this personal development stuff is you can't really ignore any one of these areas without it impacting you. So if you can spend some time, even if it's just a small amount of time, looking into what's going on in the spiritual world, that's only going to improve your spiritual health and impact the health that you have, full stop. I also like the conversation about the meaning of life. Yes, I have had many conversations with many people and I've studied all sorts of different things out there. And I'm not going to tell you that I know it all. I also don't know what the answer of 42 means. And if you've watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But we can all look at that meaning of life conversation and pull something different from it. Because it's just about what gives meaning to you. Why we're here, where did we come from, what's the point? Go and figure it out for yourself, but spend some time exploring that. Finally, the last point that I want to bring up within the spiritual health thing is this concept of peace and hope and faith. It's like, do you hope for a better future? Do you have faith that something's going to come about and make your life better? Do you have faith that you're going to meet some really amazing people and that's going to just impact your life in some big way? Do you have a peace that that follows around you in your life so that you are just feeling nice and relaxed and you feel like yourself? Because when you have peace, when you are at peace with yourself, that is only going to impact how you relate to other people. I know that this is me, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and I'm okay with me being a little bit different or a little bit weird, whatever. This is me. Take it or leave it, I don't care. But when you get to that point of peace, it is so much easier to relate to other people because now they are relating completely with you, not just the facade of you, that pretend you that you might put on for other people. And look, I know all about that too. After having chronic fatigue for so much of my life, sometimes you have to put on that energetic, brave face or that positive energy or what have you when you go out there and meet people and hang out. And on the other side of that, you go home and you crash and then you don't talk to anyone for 24 hours or 48 hours. I've had plenty of days where I don't speak to anyone, sometimes for days on end. Not on the phone, not in person. But where is your spiritual health at? Do you have peace? Do you have that peace that is able to allow you to be yourself? So start there. If you have this great relationship with you, then that is the best relationship you can work on. Work on your relationship with yourself first, and you'll find that is going to impact your relationship with other people. So second, we move on to our social connection with our immediate family and friends, those people that are in our social circle that we see on a regular basis. And you might only see them once a month, you might see them once a day. It doesn't matter what it is, but we want to be able to nurture those relationships so that they are strong, as good as they can be. Can you have honest conversations with these people that are your friends and family? Can they have honest conversations with you? Do you feel judged or do you judge them? What are you doing to work on that social connection? There are some key things that you can really do to understand other people. Active listening is one of the biggest ones. Sitting there, listening to what the other person has to say, not waiting to butt in and say something, not giving unsolicited advice, just sitting there and listening. Because a lot of people don't even know how to do that. I still have a problem with butting into conversations because I'm excited, but I have to practice just holding back, just bringing that peace to the conversation. Can I just sit there and listen and take it all in? Being a coach, I'm constantly giving people advice, but I don't need to be giving people unsolicited advice. If they ask for my opinion, if they ask for help, that is great. But that doesn't mean I need to just try and coach every single person that I come along. You ever heard someone say, "Oh, why are you trying to fix me?" Well, I feel like you're always trying to fix me. I feel like you're always trying to help me with this. I don't need help. I just want you to listen. That's what that active listening is all about. And that really is your key. There are plenty of other strategies that go along with it. But if you want to have incredible relationships, you need to work on how you relate to these people in your immediate circle. Because the better those relationships are, the more peace you're going to feel in just your day-to-day life. If you've already found peace with yourself and you've found peace with your immediate family and friends, man, you're at this point where you are doing better than the majority of the population and life is good. I am one of those lucky people that has an incredibly good relationship with my family. I really enjoy spending time with my brother and my sister and my parents, my nieces, my nephews, even my aunts, uncles. We also have this almost open door policy where our family isn't just our immediate family. Our family includes a lot of our friends. I regularly, and it's been, I think, 18 or so years now, where Christmas morning we will have breakfast and we'll invite family and friends. Anyone who wants to come along. Even if we've only just met, even if I don't really know you, Even if you're a friend of one of my friends who gets brought along, fantastic, that's great. There's no judgment there. We're just happy to have you along. Because with our family, we've all spent a lot of time traveling overseas. We've all spent a lot of time disconnected and away from our immediate family and friends. And we've all been taken in by other people's family and friends that we've adopted that into our own life. And that is a very freeing point, because now family becomes bigger. Family doesn't have to be your blood family. Family can be those people that you choose to be family. Doesn't matter who it is though, you've got to work on it. Which brings me to our third point, communication. You want to be confident in your communication. You want to work on your communication skills constantly. I already mentioned active listening in that social connection where you're trying to engage better relationship with the people. Active listening is probably the best in the communication skills. Listen before you even say anything. There is a lot of people who can go out of a conversation and just think, wow, that was the most amazing conversation. Thank you so much for spending time with me. That person might have talked the entire time and I might have said nothing or just asked interesting questions to get them to bring up the answer to their own problem themselves. If they walk away thinking that that's the best, and that's purely just because you spent the time listening. But there's plenty of more skills. So your posture, how you speak, your body language, using your hands. Some people are like really expressive when they talk like this. Facial movements, tone of voice, volume, pausing in between sentences or words for emphasis. All of these things are important and will make you a better communicator. And then that allows you to not only increase the quality of the conversations with the people in your immediate circle, but also on the people that you meet day to day. Walking down the street, you're seeing somebody's like, hi, good, nice to meet you, having a conversation, I like your car. Hey, that's a cool dog, I used to have one of those. Any of those sort of things just builds relationships. And you know what? You could find your new best friend just walking down the street. You go out to a social event and you're talking to somebody, you can find a new best friend. You might find, your new or your next romantic partner. All of these things come from incredible communication skills. So if you can work on those communication skills, oh man, does it change your life? And I'm talking from someone, like I said, shyest kid in my school to now I talk to anyone, anywhere, I make friends everywhere, and it is so good. And I'm constantly meeting really interesting people and having great conversations. And then there's invitations out to different events and stuff like that that allow you to do a whole lot more too. So just remember, a little work done consistently will open huge doors for you. So you've just got to be consistent with these things. And if you do so, the results you get are going to be better than you can imagine.